Okay, so let me just recap before I proceed. There was a physically handicapped girl, you can say. Her name is Bholi. So, at a very tender age, when she was 10 months old, she fell down from the bed, as a result, injuring her brain. Therefore, she had some, problem with maturity, okay, mental maturity. So she was not as intellectual as the, or she was not as intelligent, you can say, as the other girls or boys of her age. So, and then again, after a few years, she was down with the smallpox. So these two things have disfigured her completely. And then, like when there was smallpox, there were a lot of pock marks on her body, including her face. So these two incidences in her life have made her handicapped, actually, okay, almost handicapped and different from others. Okay, so now her father was Ramlal, I suppose. So he had 4 daughters, and she was the youngest one, the 4th one. Other 3 daughters got married, and they were pretty as well. So there was no problem for Ramlal to give them marriage. But when it came to Bholi, that is the 4th and the youngest daughter, there was problem. Okay, because she was neither beautiful nor she was having good health. She was not a normal child. Okay, so that is why what her parents decided was to send her to a village school which was recently opened. Okay, to a village school, so that she can get some education, and then her condition might improve. Because otherwise, if she is neither educated nor beautiful nor physically sound, then there is no chance of her being married. Okay, so with little hope in their mind, her parents sent her to the village school which was recently established. Okay, so now it's the first day that she is going to school. Okay, and moreover, as she was a sort of abnormal girl and having a lot of deformities, therefore she did not get much of attention, okay, from her parents. She always used to wear the second-hand clothes, okay, of her elder sisters. Okay, but now while going to school, also she will wear the second-hand clothes of her sister, but this time it's all cleaned, actually, okay, cleaned. So earlier there were many brothers and sisters, you might be knowing, like there was no family planning, okay, and parents were not so much conscious and educated. So as a result, there were many children in the family. Therefore, the one which was not so good at studies or might be not so good at health or looks, they were neglected by the parents themselves. Okay, so that is what happened with Bholi. Okay, now Bholi, for the first time, she is going to the school today, right? So let's see what happens. So page number 56, last paragraph you see. When they reached the school, the children were already in their classroom. Children were already there in the classroom.
Sir, page number?
Page number 56. Ramlal handed over, last paragraph, page 56. Ramlal handed over his daughter to the headmistress. So Ramlal, that is her father, took his daughter Bholi to the school and then handed over to the headmistress. Left alone, the poor girl looked about her with fear-laden eyes. So for the first time, she was able to see a woman beyond her family. Okay, that is why she became very much scared. Okay, and she started crying as well. Fear-laden eyes. There were several rooms, and in each room, girls like her squatted on mats. There was no desk, okay, bench system in those days, so they used to sit on the floor. So like other girls, she sat on the mat, reading from books or writing on slates. There was no notebooks or slates. On slates they used to write in earlier days. The headmistress asked Bholi to sit down in a corner in one of the classrooms. So the headmistress asked Bholi to sit down in one of the corners of the classroom on the floor. Now let's see what happens. Okay, so you see, am I okay? Yeah. Input capture is. So Bholi did not know what exactly a school was like and what happened there, because she has never been to a school any time before. That is why she did not know what exactly a school was like and what happened there. But she was glad to find so many girls almost of her own age present there. Okay, at least she was happy that she was surrounded by many girls of her age, even though Bholi did not know the purpose of going to school, because she has never been to school before. That is why. Then she hoped that one of these girls might become her friend. Okay. The lady teacher who was in the class was saying something to the girls, but Bholi could understand nothing. The lady teacher who was there in the class said something to the girls, but Bholi was unable to understand what the teacher was saying. She looked at the pictures on the wall. The colors fascinated her. The horse was brown, just like the horse on which the Tehsildar had come to visit their village. The goat was black, like the goat of their neighbor. The parrot was green, like the parrots she had seen in the mango orchard. Orchard means, what does an orchard mean? One type of place. Orchard is called fruit garden. Fruit garden, where fruits are grown. Okay? So, and the cow was just like their Lakshmi, and suddenly Bholi noticed that the teacher was standing by her side smiling at her. Okay? So, Bholi was somewhat fascinated by the pictures on the wall. Okay? Pictures on the wall of her classroom. Okay, there are some pictures. So she was trying to relate those pictures with whatever she has, whatever she saw in her village. Okay, like she was relating the cow in the picture, her own cow. Okay, goat, the village goat with the village goat. So she was trying to, whenever different pictures came to her view, she was trying to relate those pictures, those objects with her real life objects. Okay. Now suddenly, while she was going through those pictures on the wall, she could see that her teacher was standing beside her, smiling at her. What is your name, little one? Then she had a problem of stammering, so she was stammering. Bo, she didn't say, couldn't complete her name, so Bo she was saying. She could stammer no further than that. Then she began to cry, and tears flowed from her eyes in a helpless flood. Okay, she started shedding tears. Okay, because she was not able to tell her name to her teacher when she asked her name, because she used to stammer. So that is why, and she felt nervous for the first time. She's interacting with a person who was away beyond their family. Okay, so outside their family. Then she began to cry. Okay, then she kept her head down as she sat in her corner, not daring to look up at the girls who she knew were still laughing at her. So why do you think the other girls were laughing at Bholi in the classroom? What else? Why do you think other girls in the class were laughing at Bholi? Why? Why do you think other girls in the class were laughing at Bholi? Because while telling her name, she was stammering. Okay, so, and therefore could not pronounce her name properly, could not complete her name because she was stammering very much. That is the reason why other girls were laughing at her. So that is why Bholi could not look up at the girls, okay, out of shyness. When the school bell rang, all the girls hurried out of the classroom, hurried out of the classroom. But Bholi dared not leave her corner. Her head still lowered. She kept on sobbing. Sobbing means crying. Okay, she kept on sobbing. Bholi, the teacher's voice was so soft and soothing. In all her life, she had never been called like that. It touched her heart. Whose heart? Bholi's heart. Because Bholi was the fourth daughter of Ramlal and his wife. And she had never got such an affectionate calling. She was not addressed in such an affectionate, loving and caring manner. That is why she was very much touched by the affectionate and kind and soft address of the teacher by her name. Okay? She addressed her as Bholi in a very affectionate and very caring manner. That is why it touched her heart. Get up, said the teacher. It was not a command, but just a friendly suggestion. Bholi got up. Now tell me your name. Sweat broke out over her whole body. Again she became nervous. Why she again became nervous? Bholi, because she thought that this time again if I fail to pronounce my name, okay, or complete my name, in that case again there is harassment or uneasiness. Okay, that is why sweat. She started sweating. Would her stammering tongue again disgrace her? Okay, would her stammering tongue again disgrace her? Disgrace, the meaning of disgrace is again embarrass her. Okay, so next let's see. Then for the sake of this kind woman, however, she decided to make an effort. She had such a soothing voice, she would not laugh at her. So when Bholi would become assured that her teacher would not at least laugh at her like the other children of the classroom. So when she was assured of that, then she started crying. Okay? Oh, again she said, oh, she began to stammer. Well done, well done. The teacher encouraged her. Come on, now the full name. Okay? Now the full name. Okay. Bholi. Now she was able to pronounce or complete her name correctly. Bholi. At last she was able to say it and felt relieved as if it was a great achievement. Well done. The teacher petted her affectionately and said, put the fear out of your heart and you will be able to speak like everyone else. Okay? Whatever hesitation or whatever fear you are having, that you have to take out so that you can speak like other children. You see, like those who stammer or those who have a stammering habit, they have a lot of hesitation because they never know when their tongue will fail them, okay? So they become so nervous. So teacher was suggesting Bholi that get that fear out of your mind and then you shall be able to speak like other children of your class. Bholi looked up as if to ask, really? Okay, Bholi got lot of encouragement from her teacher. Yes, it will be very easy. You just come to school every day. Will you come? Bholi nodded, yes. No, say it aloud, yes. And Bholi herself was astonished that she had been able to say it. When Bholi replied to her teacher's question with a yes, she did not stammer this time. And she herself was astonished that she was able to utter the word correctly, okay, and completely. Didn't I tell you? Now take this book. The book was full of nice pictures and the pictures were in color: dog, cat, goat, horse, parrot, tiger and a cow, just like Lakshmi. And with every picture was a word in big black letters. In 1 month, you will be able to read this book. Her teacher assured her, in 1 month, you will be able to read this book. Then I will give you a bigger book. Then a still bigger one. In time, you will be more learned than anyone else in the village. The teacher encouraged her, saying that, okay, in times to come, you shall become as learned as the, or more learned from than the rest of the people of the village. Then no one will ever be able to laugh at you. People will listen to you with respect, and you will be able to speak without the slightest tremor. Understand? Now go home and come back early tomorrow morning. Bholi felt as if suddenly all the bells in the village temple were ringing, and the trees in front of the schoolhouse had blossomed into big red flowers. Her heart was throbbing with a new hope and a new life. Okay. So when our teacher encouraged her and also motivated her that one day you shall be able to learn more than the learned people in the village, in that case she became encouraged, she became motivated, and with a new ray of hope in her mind, she left the school. Right? Next you see. Thus the years passed. Now few years have passed. The village became a small town. The village became a small town. The little primary school became a high school because, see, upgradation takes place now with the increase in the enrollment of students, with the increase in the number of classes. Okay, what happens? The upgradation takes place. From primary school it becomes secondary, and after a few years secondary to senior secondary. Okay, likewise all the primary schools are upgraded in this particular manner. Okay. Now, so after many years, after a few years, what happened? That school became a high school. Okay. The little primary school became a high school. There were now a cinema under a tin shed and a cotton ginning mill. The mail train began to stop at the railway station. Okay, even the mail train here refers to the train which is to carry the mails. Okay, that train began to stop at their railway station. One night after dinner, Ramlal said to his, after many years, okay, Ramlal said to his wife, "Then shall I accept Bishambar's proposal?" Bishambar is a man, old man from their village, who came up with a proposal to marry Bholi. Okay. Yes, certainly, his wife said, Bholi will be lucky to get such a well-to-do bridegroom. Well-to-do means rich. A big shop, a house of his own, and I hear several thousand in the bank. Moreover, he is not asking for any dowry. Bishambar is not asking for any dowry. That's right, but he is not so young, you know, almost the same age as I am, and he also limps. Limps means? Limps means he cannot walk steadily. Okay? Limping. Like, what is that called? Walk unsteadily, in an imbalanced manner. Okay? That's right, but he's not okay. And moreover, the children from his first wife are quite grown up. Right? So, what does it matter? His wife replied. 45 or 50. It is no great age for a man. We are lucky that he is from another village and does not know about her pockmarks and her lack of sense. If we don't accept this proposal, she may remain unmarried all her life. So, Ramlal's wife, that is Bholi's mother, told her husband that he is from that bridegroom, that is, what's the name of the bridegroom? Ramlal is the father of Bholi. Okay, so his name is Bishambar. Okay, so Ramlal's wife is telling her husband that Bishambar is from another village and he doesn't know about the pockmarks of Bholi, and doesn't know that Bholi is not so intelligent. So it is better we give her marriage with him. Otherwise, she will have to remain unmarried all throughout her life. Yes, but I wonder what Bholi will say. What will that witless one say? She is like a dumb cow. That is the statement of her mother, saying that she is like a dumb cow. What will be her opinion? Don't take her opinion. Maybe you are right, Machar Ramla. In the other corner of the courtyard, Bholi lay awake on her cot, listening to her parents' whispered conversation. Okay, she was lying on a cot, on her cot. There is a difference between bed and cot, right? Cot is made of something else, okay? Not clay, but ropes and all that, okay? Ropes and wool, okay? So in those days, in the village, you might have seen on television, like the house was made of clay and all that, and inside the mud hut, okay, there were cots. So those cots, they are different from modern day beds, okay. So Bholi was lying on another cot nearby. She could overhear all the conversation between her parents, right? Now, Dishambar Nath was a well-to-do grocer. He had a grocery shop, so he was a very prosperous grocer. He came with a big party of friends and relations with him for the wedding. Okay, he came with his friends and everybody for the wedding. A brass band playing a popular tune from an Indian film headed the procession. Okay, brass band party also came, and they were singing a tune. Okay, playing a popular tune from Indian film, with the bridegroom riding a decorated horse. It seems the marriage was eventually finalized. That is why Dishambar came with lot of his friends and relatives, okay, to marry Bholi. Ramlal was overjoyed to see such pomp and splendor, with such elegance. He had never dreamt that his fourth daughter would have such a grand wedding. Bholi's elder sisters who had come for the occasion were envious of her luck. Her elder sisters became envious, jealous of her luck. When the auspicious moment came, the priest said, "Bring the bride." Bholi, clad in a red silken bridal dress, was led to the bride's place near the sacred fire. Okay, you might have seen the sacred fire.
Yes.
Where the priest sits and he offers some puja and all that, and then he will call bride and groom, okay, to go around the fire. Yes, in a roundabout manner. Yes. So, yes, whenever the time came, to call the bride before the priest, Bholi was brought. Okay? And then what happens, you see? It's very tragic. See, Bholi, clad in a red silken bridal dress, was led to the bride's place near the sacred fire. Garland the bride, one of his friends prompted Dishambar Nath. Garland the bride. Garland means Mala Charan. The bridegroom lifted the garland of yellow marigolds. A woman slipped back the silken veil. Veil से ढका हुआ था ना, तो उसको हटाया. A woman slipped back the silken veil from the bride's face. Dishambar took a quick glance at Bholi. The garland remained poised in his hands. ऐसे ही garland देने के लिए जो वो ready था, वो meet हो गया हाथ ऐसे. By seeing the appearance of Bholi, because in those days पहले आके देखते नहीं थे actually, ऐसे select तय हो जाता था marriage. So first time, most of the bridegrooms used to see their brides for the first time in the marriage pandal only. Okay. So therefore, for the first time when Bishambar had a quick glance on Bholi, he was taken away. His hand froze like this. Then how did you react? Bishambar took a quick glance. The garland remained poised in his hands. The bride slowly pulled down the veil over her face. Have you seen her? Said Bishambar to the friend next to him. She has pock marks on her face. She has pock marks on her face. Okay. So Bishambar became very angry because his bride is having pock marks on his face. Like after pock marks are the scars left behind, okay, after smallpox. So dear students, we wind up here. We shall continue with our lecture tomorrow. We shall wind up tomorrow, okay. So thank you so much.